My towel vanished in a crowded water park, but the prankster's dropped lottery ticket turned my life upside down. Hey, water park lovers, before I spill the craziest day of my life, smash that subscribe button and comment. What's the wildest thing you've seen at a water park? I'm Jessica, 28, from Orlando, and last summer at Splash Haven with my bestie Emily, a stolen towel sent me on a chase that changed everything. It was a blistering July day, the kind where your sunglasses fog up. Splash Haven was a zoo, kids shrieking, parents wrangling floaties, teens hogging the slides. Emily and I had splurged on a VIP cabana, picturing mocktails and sun-soaked vibes. I'd brought my prize towel, bright pink with flamingos, a gift from my late grandma. It wasn't just a towel, it was her hug, her memory, my comfort. We parked ourselves by the lazy river, perfect for people watching. Emily nudged me, pointing at a guy in neon green trunks, maybe 20, with a cocky smirk, tossing a beach ball with his crew. Trouble, I muttered, laughing. Oh, how right I was. We headed for the slides, aiming for the tsunami tower, a 10-story beast that made your knees wobble. Racing up the stairs, my flamingo towel draped over my shoulder, I was buzzing with excitement. The view from the top was epic, glistening pools, twisting slides, summer in full swing. I set my towel on a railing while we waited. Worst move ever. I was hyping myself up for the drop when I glanced back. My towel was gone. Vanished. My stomach sank. Emily, my towel. Did you see it? She shook her head, puzzled. I asked the slide attendant, a teen named Ethan, who barely shrugged. Didn't see nothing, he mumbled. Panic hit hard. That towel was Grandma's love. I wasn't leaving without it. Then I spotted it, neon green trunks, sprinting down the stairs, my pink flamingo towel flapping like a flag. That jerk. Fury surged. Emily, hold my spot. I bolted after him, wet stairs slippery under my feet. The crowd below was chaos, sunburned backs, giant rafts, melting ice cream. I tracked that towel bobbing toward the wave pool, my chest burning as I dodged a family with a cooler. Sorry. Coming through. I shouted, nearly toppling a kid's sand bucket. Who steals a towel? For a prank? I was livid, but part of me wondered, why my towel? I was closing in when he glanced back, his grin fading. Got him. He ducked behind a pretzel stand, thinking he'd shake me. No chance. I cornered him by the kiddie splash pad, his buddies gone. He tossed the towel, chuckling nervously. Just a prank, relax. I snatched it, heart racing, triumph surging. But as he backed off, something fell, a crumpled piece of paper. He didn't see it. I did. Clutching my towel, I caught my breath and eyed the paper. It looked like a soggy receipt or ticket. Should I shout after him? After that stunt, no way. I picked it up, unfolded it, and froze. It was a lottery ticket. Draw date today. My hands trembled as I read the numbers. This was unreal. Emily jogged up, gasping. Jess, what was that? You good? I held up the ticket, voice shaky. This guy dropped something insane. Her jaw dropped. The water park hummed around us, kids laughing, water crashing. I had my towel, but now I held a ticket that could rewrite my future. What would you do, chase him or keep it? I'll tell you what happened next, but first, drop your wildest water park story in the comments. The water park pulsed around us, crashing waves, shrieking kids, summer in overdrive, but my world zeroed in on the damp lottery ticket trembling in my hand. Emily gaped, her eyes huge. Jess, is that legit? She hissed. My heart hammered like I'd just shot down the tsunami tower. I didn't know yet, but it felt like destiny, like Grandma was whispering, go for it. Drop a comment. What would you do with a stranger's lottery ticket? Keep it or hunt them down? I stuffed the ticket into my swimsuit strap, my flamingo towel slung over my shoulder. We gotta check this, I said, voice wobbly but electric. Neon green trunks had vanished into the crowd. Guilt tugged at me, should I find him? But he'd swiped my towel, my piece of Grandma, and laughed like it was a prank. No way. This ticket was mine now. Emily grabbed my arm. Gift shop by the entrance. They've got a lottery scanner, right? Brilliant. We dodged through the chaos, floaties, sunburned tourists, spilled slushies, my mind spinning. What if it was a winner? $50? 500? Enough to fix my leaky apartment ceiling? I tried to stay calm, but my stomach somersaulted like I was free-falling on a slide. The gift shop was a neon jungle, overpriced flip-flops, inflatable dolphins, and a counter buried in candy and keychains. Sarah, the clerk, had a sunburned nose and a half-asleep vibe. "Can you scan this?" I asked, sliding the ticket over. My palms were sweaty, and Emily was practically vibrating. Sarah shrugged, like she'd done this 1,000 times. "Sure," she said, swiping it under the scanner. The machine beeped. Then again. Sarah's eyebrows shot up, and she squinted at the screen. Hang on," she mumbled, smacking the machine like it was glitching. My heart lurched. "What? Is it broken?" I asked, clutching Emily's arm. Sarah's mouth twitched, her eyes flicking to me. "This ticket, it's a winner. A big one." My knees wobbled. "How big?" I croaked. She leaned in, voice low. "Like, millions big. Millions." The word hit like a tidal wave. Emily gasped, squeezing my hand so hard it hurt. I stared at Sarah, waiting for the just kidding laugh. It didn't come. "You need to call the lottery office," she said, handing back the ticket. "Don't lose this." My hands shook as I took it, the numbers blurring. This couldn't be real. Could it? Emily yanked me outside the shop, her voice a squeal. "Jess, you're a millionaire." I shushed her, paranoid someone would overhear. The water park buzzed, kids cannonballing, parents yelling, music blaring, but I felt like I was underwater, everything muffled. "We don't know yet," I said, trying to stay grounded. "Let's get back to the cabana and figure this out." But my mind was racing. Millions? I could pay off my student loans, buy Mom a house, travel the world. Or, what if Neon Green came back for it? We hurried to our cabana, my towel flapping, the ticket burning a hole in my swimsuit. I kept checking over my shoulder, half expecting that prankster to pop up. At the cabana, I sat on the lounge chair, staring at the ticket. The draw was tonight, 8 p.m. on Channel 7. "We need to watch it," I said. Emily nodded, already Googling the lottery website on her phone. "Jess, what if it's really yours? Like, legally?" I bit my lip. He dropped it. Finders keepers, right? But doubt not at me. Was I stealing? Emily scrolled, then froze. "Oh no. It says you have to claim big prizes in person at the lottery office. And you need ID." My stomach dropped. The ticket had no name, but what if Neon Green reported it lost? Could he claim it? I pictured his smug grin, snatching my future away. No. I'd fought for my towel. I'd fight for this. "Let's chill until the draw," I said, faking calm. We ordered mocktails, piña coladas, extra pineapple, and tried to act normal, lounging by the lazy river. But I was a mess, replaying the chase, the ticket fluttering to the ground. Why hadn't he noticed? Was he rich, careless? Or just clueless? I scanned the crowd, paranoid he'd spot me. Every neon green swimsuit made me flinch. Then Emily gasped, pointing. "Jess, isn't that him?" Across the pool, by the snack shack, was Neon Green, chowing on a hot dog, laughing with his buddies. My pulse spiked. He didn't look worried, not like someone who'd lost $1 million ticket. Should I confront him? Return it? Or keep quiet and pray the numbers hit? My heart screamed one thing, my head another. What would you do, face him or hold tight? Neon Green Trunks laughed by the snack shack, clueless about the $1 million ticket tucked in my swimsuit. My heart pounded, confront him or stay quiet. Emily's eyes flicked between me and him, her mocktail forgotten. "Jess, what's the plan?" she hissed. I clutched my flamingo towel, Grandma's memory grounding me. Drop a comment, would you face the guy or hold onto the ticket and hope? This moment was everything, and I was on the edge. I took a shaky breath, The water park's chaos, splashing kids, thumping music, sunscreen haze, blurring out. Let's watch him, I said, keeping my voice low. If he's panicking, maybe he knows he lost it. Emily nodded, her inner detective kicking in. We sipped our piña coladas, faking chill in our cabana, but I was locked on neon green. He was tossing fries at his buddies, acting like a frat bro, zero stress. No frantic patting of pockets, no worried looks. Did he even realize what he'd dropped? My brain was a whirlwind. If this ticket was a multi-million-dollar winner, it could rewrite my life. No more scraping by on coffee shop tips, no more dodging my landlord's texts. I could buy Mom the beach house she's always wanted, whisk Emily to Italy, maybe even open that animal shelter I'd dreamed of. But every time I imagined claiming the prize, Neon Green's goofy grin popped up. What if he was just a careless kid who didn't deserve to lose it all? Guilt tugged, but so did the idea of letting go of my one big break. Emily scrolled her phone, digging into lottery rules. Jess, it says finders can claim unclaimed tickets after 90 days, but big wins need verification. If he doesn't show tonight, you're golden. 90 days felt like an eternity, but the draw was tonight, 8 p.m. I stole another glance at Neon Green, now arm wrestling a friend, his trunks glowing like a lime popsicle. Totally oblivious. I almost envied his carefree vibe until I remembered he'd nabbed my towel for a laugh. Let's hit a slide, I said, craving a distraction. Clear my head. Emily was game, so we headed for the Riptide Racer, a head-to-head slide where you battle it out. The line was short, and soon we grabbed mats, my towel safe in the cabana. Climbing the stairs, I kept sneaking peeks at Neon Green, now splashing his crew in the wave pool. Still no hint of worry. Perfect. At the top, the slide attendant, a bubbly guy named Mike, grinned. Ready to race? I faked a smile, my stomach nodded. Emily and I flopped onto our mats, water rushing below. Go! Mike yelled, and we zoomed down, water spraying, my screams lost in the wind. For 20 seconds, I forgot the ticket, the prankster, all of it. Just pure, heart-pounding fun. Emily edged me out, splashing into the catch pool with a victory cheer. You owe me fries, she teased. Giggling, we slogged back to the cabana, soaked and breathless. But as we got closer, my heart stopped. Neon Green was there, lurking near our stuff, his buddies trailing him. My towel was fine, but the ticket, had I left it visible? I sprinted, Emily right behind. Hey! I snapped, louder than I meant. He spun, startled, hands empty. Whoa, just looking for my sunglasses, he said, stepping back. His eyes flicked to my towel, then me. Did he suspect something? Where'd you lose them? I asked, forcing calm while my pulse roared. I nudged the ticket deeper into my swimsuit, praying he hadn't spotted it. Maybe the slide, he mumbled, already drifting off with his crew. Emily whispered, that was too close. Way too close. My paranoia was in high gear. What if he'd seen the ticket? Was he playing it cool? Back in the cabana, I checked, ticket safe, numbers intact. The draw was 3 hours away, and the park was closing soon. We need a plan, I said. Emily nodded. Let's grab food and watch the draw on my phone. There's a bar by the exit with TVs. Solid idea. But as we packed up, I couldn't shake the feeling Neon Green was watching. Every laugh from his group felt like a spotlight. Was I holding onto a dream or stealing someone else's? What would you do, keep the ticket or come clean? The water park's closing bell rang, but my nerves were just getting started. Neon Green's carefree laugh echoed in my head, and the lottery ticket felt like a live wire in my swimsuit. Emily and I grabbed our bags, my flamingo towel draped over my shoulder like armor. Bar by the exit, Emily said, her voice steady despite the wild look in her eyes. We'll watch the draw there. I nodded, but my stomach was doing backflips. 3 hours until the lottery numbers dropped, and I was torn, keep the ticket or track down Neon Green. Comment below, what would you do if you held a stranger's $1 million shot? Spill it. We shuffled through the exiting crowd, past families hauling soggy towels and teens snapping last-minute selfies. The bar, called Surf's Up, was a tiki-themed spot with palm frond decor and TVs blaring sports. We snagged a high-top table near a screen, ordered nachos and lemonades, and tried to act normal. But every time the door swung open, I flinched, half expecting Neon Green to storm in, demanding his ticket. "You're paranoid," Emily teased, but her foot was tapping like crazy. I pulled out the ticket, keeping it low under the table. The numbers 7, 14, 23, 28, 41, 56 stared back, now seared into my brain. What if they don't hit? I whispered. Emily leaned in. What if they do? Jess, you could be sipping coffee in Hawaii tomorrow. Her grin was infectious, and for a second, I let myself dream, quitting my dead-end job, surprising Mom with a car, maybe even getting a puppy. But Neon Green's face kept creeping in. Was he out there, clueless, or was he onto me? The bar filled up, the post-Waterpark crowd loud and sunburned. A guy at the next table, Jake, overheard us and leaned over. You guys talking lottery? Tonight's a big one, $12 million. My heart skipped. 12 million? I forced a laugh. Just dreaming, I said, tucking the ticket away. Jake winked. Hope you've got a lucky charm. Oh, I had something all right. A soggy ticket and a guilty conscience. Emily checked her phone. 1 hour till the draw. They'll show it on Channel 7. The bar's TVs were on baseball, so we asked the bartender, a chill dude named Carlos, to switch one. Lottery fans, huh, he said, flipping the channel. The screen showed a countdown clock, and my chest tightened. I scanned the room, no Neon Green, but every neon shirt made me jump. Was I really about to claim his ticket? Grandma's voice echoed in my head. Do what's right, Jess. But what was right? To distract myself, I munched nachos, but they tasted like cardboard. Emily, bless her, kept the vibe light, joking about what she'd buy with $1 million, a vintage VW bus, a trip to Japan. What about you, Jess? She asked, nudging me. I hesitated. A house for Mom. And maybe a bakery. I've always wanted to bake cupcakes for a living. Saying it out loud felt like jinxing it, but her smile made it real. You'd kill it, she said. I wanted to believe her. The countdown clock hit 10 minutes. The bar quieted, a few others eyeing the TV. My phone buzzed, a text from Mom. Having fun at the park? Love you. I swallowed hard. If I won, I could change her life, too. She'd worked double shifts at the diner for years, never complaining. This could be her break. But Neon Green's laugh haunted me. What if he needed this money? What if he wasn't just a prankster jerk? Then the door swung open, and my heart stopped. Neon Green and his buddies strolled in, all loud laughs and high fives. He didn't see me, but I sank lower in my seat, clutching the ticket. Emily's eyes widened. Jess, he's here, she whispered. He grabbed a table across the bar, oblivious, ordering wings like it was just another night. No frantic vibe, no searching. Did he even care about the ticket? Or was he waiting to pounce? The lottery jingle blared on TV. My pulse roared. The host, a peppy woman in a sparkly dress, grinned. Here we go, folks. Tonight's $12 million jackpot. My hands shook as she started calling numbers. 7. My breath caught. First number matched. 14. Emily grabbed my arm. Match. 23. Another hit. My vision blurred. 3 for 3. Could this be happening? Neon Green laughed across the room, clueless. Was I about to steal his millions or claim my destiny? What would you do, stay quiet or make a move? The lottery host's voice boomed through the bar's TV 28. And my heart nearly stopped. Another match. For out of 6 numbers on the ticket in my sweaty grip. Neon Green was across the room, dunking wings, oblivious to the millions slipping through his fingers. Emily's nails dug into my arm, her whisper frantic. Jess, this is insane. My eyes darted between the screen and him. Was I stealing his future or claiming mine? Comment below, would you keep quiet or hand the ticket back right now? I was drowning in the moment, and the next number could change everything. The Surf's Up bar was electric, a mix of sunburned Waterpark stragglers and locals glued to the lottery draw. The tiki lamp swayed, but my world was the TV screen and the ticket. 7, 14, 23, 28. 2 numbers left. I could barely breathe. 41. The host sang. Match 5. Emily gasped, loud enough that Jake, the guy at the next table, glanced over. You okay? He asked, grinning. I nodded, forcing a smile, but my hands shook so bad I nearly dropped my lemonade. One more number. One more and I could be a millionaire. Neon Green laughed with his buddies, sauce on his chin, not a glance at the TV. Did he even know he'd lost the ticket? Or was he so rich he didn't care? My mind raced. $12 million could clear Mom's debts, fund my cupcake bakery, let me breathe for the first time in years. But Grandma's voice nagged, be honest, Jess. Honest? He stole my towel, laughed it off. This ticket fell into my lap, fate, right? Yet guilt twisted my gut. What if he needed this money for something real? Emily leaned in, her voice a hiss. If you win, you're set for life. Don't overthink it. She was right, but my eyes kept flicking to Neon Green. He was now tossing a balled-up napkin at his friend, acting like a kid. Maybe he was just a dumb college bro, not some mastermind. But why hadn't he noticed the ticket was gone? I pictured confronting him, his grin fading as I handed it over. Would he thank me? Or laugh and snatch it? The thought made my stomach churn. The host's voice snapped me back. And the final number for tonight's $12 million jackpot. The bar went quiet, even Neon Green's table hushing as the number flashed. 56. Time froze. I stared at the ticket. 56. Full match. 6 for 6. My mouth went dry, the room spinning. Emily's jaw dropped, her whisper a squeak. Jess, you won. I couldn't speak, couldn't move. $12 million. Mine. Or his? The bar erupted, some cheers, some groans, but Neon Green and his crew just clapped half-heartedly, already back to their wings. He hadn't watched the draw. He didn't know. I shoved the ticket into my swimsuit, paranoid someone would see. We need to get out of here, I muttered. Emily nodded, grabbing our bags. We slipped out, my flamingo tail trailing, my heart pounding like I'd robbed a bank. The night air hit us, humid and thick, but I felt like I was floating or falling. We ducked into Emily's car in the parking lot, locking the doors. Okay, Jess, breathe, she said, her voice shaky but excited. You're a millionaire. What's next? I stared at the ticket, now slightly crumpled. Lottery office, I guess. Tomorrow. They'll need ID, right? She nodded, pulling up the website. Says you have 90 days to claim, but big wins need verification. You're good as long as no one else shows up. No one. Like Neon Green. I leaned back, closing my eyes. The Waterpark's neon lights glowed in the distance, a world away from the bar's chaos. I saw Mom's tired smile, her diner apron stained from long shifts. I saw my tiny apartment, the leaky faucet I couldn't afford to fix. This money could fix it all. But Neon Green's face lingered. What if he was saving for college? A sick parent? My imagination ran wild, guilt and greed wrestling in my chest. Emily's phone pinged, a text from her brother. Crap, I forgot, he's picking us up tomorrow. We need to crash at my place. I nodded, still dazed. As we drove, the ticket felt heavier, like it carried both our futures. Would Neon Green realize his loss tomorrow? Would he come looking? Or was this my miracle, gift wrapped by a prankster's mistake? All I knew was, I had one night to decide who I'd be when the sun came up. What would you do, claim the prize or chase the truth? Emily's car hummed through Orlando's humid night, the lottery ticket a silent bomb in my swimsuit. $12 million. My head spun, freedom, Mom's dream house, my cupcake bakery, but Neon Green's clueless grin haunted me. Was I a thief, or was this fate? I had one night to decide. Comment below and hit subscribe. What would you do with a stranger's winning ticket? Keep it or give it back? Your stories keep me going, so let's hear M. We crashed at Emily's apartment, the ticket hidden in my wallet, tucked under my pillow like some fairy tale treasure. Sleep was a lost cause. I stared at the ceiling, picturing Mom's face when I'd hand her keys to a beach bungalow. Then Neon Green's laugh cut through. What if he wasn't just a prankster? What if this was his one shot, too? Grandma's voice whispered, "Honesty's the only way, Jess." But honesty felt like throwing away a miracle. By morning, my eyes were gritty, but I was resolved. "We're going to the lottery office," I told Emily over coffee. She raised an eyebrow. "You sure?" No turning back. I nodded, clutching my flamingo towel for courage. If I don't try, I'll always wonder. We dressed, me in a sundress, the ticket in a Ziploc bag for safety, and drove to the Florida lottery office downtown. My stomach was in a knot, but excitement crackled. This was it. The office was sterile, all beige walls and buzzing fluorescents. A clerk named Linda, with a warm smile, greeted us. "Claiming a prize?" she asked. I slid the ticket across the counter, my voice barely steady. "Yeah, I think it's a big one." She scanned it, her eyes widening. "Oh, honey, this is the $12 million jackpot from last night. Congratulations." My knees buckled. Emily squeezed my hand, grinning like we'd won the Super Bowl. But Linda's next words hit like a splash of cold water. "We'll need ID and some paperwork. And, just so you know, if anyone else claims this ticket, we'll investigate." Happens sometimes with lost tickets. My heart sank. Neon Green. Would he show up? I forced a smile, handing over my driver's license. "Sure, no problem." But inside, I was spiraling. What if he'd realized his mistake? What if he was on his way right now? We sat in a waiting area, Emily scrolling her phone to distract me. "Look, Jess, you found it fair and square." He dropped it. "That's on him." I wanted to believe her, but doubt gnawed. I pictured Neon Green at the water park, maybe checking his pockets, panicking. Or maybe he was still clueless, splashing in the wave pool. Linda called me back, handing over forms. "Sign these, and we'll process the claim. You'll hear in a few days." Days. I could live with that. Or so I thought. That afternoon, back at Emily's, I couldn't sit still. The ticket was filed, my claim official, but the waiting was torture. I kept checking my phone, half expecting a lottery alert, or, worse, a message from Neon Green. Emily dragged me to a diner to eat, but my burger sat untouched. "Jess, you're gonna drive yourself nuts," she said. "Let's go do something fun tomorrow." "Beach day?" I managed a nod, but my mind was elsewhere. 2 days later, my phone rang an unknown number. My heart stopped. "Hello," I croaked. It was Linda. "Jessica, good news. Your claim's approved. No counterclaims filed. The money's yours, minus taxes." I gasped, tears prickling. "Really?" She laughed. "Really. Come pick up your check next week." I hung up, sobbing, and Emily tackled me in a hug. "You did it," she screamed. I was a millionaire. For real. But the story doesn't end there. A week later, collecting my check, $8.4 million after taxes, I felt like I was floating. I paid off Mom's house, enrolled in baking school, and donated to a local shelter in Grandma's name. Then, one sunny afternoon, I was at a coffee shop when I saw him, Neon Green, now in a blue t-shirt, grabbing a latte. My heart raced. Should I say something? I watched him joke with the barista, same goofy vibe. He didn't look broken, didn't look like he'd lost millions. Maybe he never knew. I sipped my coffee, my flamingo towel folded in my bag, and decided to let it go. The ticket was mine, the win was mine, and the life I was building was mine. But I'll never forget that day at Splash Haven, the chase, the ticket, the choice. It taught me to hold tight to what matters, like Grandma's love, and to trust the wild twists life throws at you. So, what's your wildest twist? Drop it in the comments and let's keep this adventure going.